What's the deal with Aurora, Colorado? Is there anything cool to do there? What are the neighborhoods like? Could I afford to live there? These are the things I'm going to take you on today in a map tour of Aurora. And if this is your first time on our channel, I'm Megan, and my brother Jake and I are your guides to all things Colorado living. We've got community tours, information, market updates, and all that jazz, so subscribe to be the first to get all of it. Now, let's dive into Aurora. All right, diving into Aurora here, I've pulled it up on the map and I have it highlighted for you. So the first thing you're probably going to notice is that Aurora is really huge. This entire highlighted area right here is Aurora. And the second thing you're probably going to notice is that there is this little bit in between here that is not highlighted. And it's kind of strange. That is actually Centennial. So running right in between these two parts of Aurora is Centennial. Centennial also is over this way. But a lot of people, when they're talking about living in this little bit of Centennial that is right in between Aurora, are still going to probably call it Aurora. But that is technically Centennial. Now, when you land in Colorado at DIA, you are practically in Aurora over here. And when you land, you're looking around and there is a lot of rural land, really flat, not a lot going on. And you just pop right directly south of DIA and you start hitting Aurora. There is a bit of new build development going on in these northern areas. Some of this is going to be Denver, where you see Reunion and Green Valley Ranch. There's a lot of new build there that is technically Denver. But there are some little pockets of North Aurora over here where there is a lot of new build development, if that's what you're looking for. One word of caution regarding that new build development in Aurora, or really kind of in most places, is these areas are going to see a lot higher tax rate. So you're looking double, sometimes more than what you would find over in more southern Aurora over there. And these new builds also tend to have HOA fees, so you can really start to affect your monthly payment if you're looking at that. So being a Colorado native, of course, one of the first things that I want to talk to you about is things to do outside. And Aurora is home to Cherry Creek State Park, which is a really cool area that has a reservoir right down over here. There's tons of walking trails and a really beautiful little bit of water. Of course, being landlocked, we don't have the most amazing water sports, but if that is something you like to do, this is a great place to come and do it. You can see people set up with the beach. They bring their coolers, they hang out with the family, they hang out with friends. It does cost to get in, but it's very reasonable, and you can also do an annual pass if you live nearby. That's not the only reservoir they have. There's also the Aurora reservoirs that I'll show you to right now. So we are further east. So where the Cherry Creek State Park was right over here, we popped over this way to the Aurora Reservoir. When I was in the 3rd grade, I came here with my Girl Scout troop and found $20 floating in the water. So I hope that's your experience as well. These are some pictures of what it looks like walking along there. I would say my general experience is the Cherry Creek Reservoir has tended to be a little bit cleaner and nicer, but the reservoir is nice as well. One last reservoir to show you too is the Quincy Reservoir. So that one is right in between the two, where you were right here and here. And we've got the Quincy Reservoir right there. And to show you what those look like, it has much less of a dedicated beach space the way Aurora and Cherry Creek reservoirs have, but it still does have some spaces where you could sit. As far as other things to do in Aurora, there is a lot of diversity in Aurora, meaning that there is a lot of really good food in Aurora. So there's strip malls kind of located all around where you can get really great food. You can find local spots and dives where the food is awesome, or you can go to some more centralized areas. The Stanley Marketplace is what I want to show you next. zoom out a little bit there. So over here in North Aurora is where the Stanley Marketplace is. This place is really cool. If you come here with your friends, you guys can all go to a different place to eat because as you can see these photos in here, everywhere in here has a bunch of different little restaurants where you can eat at. So you could all go in and all pick your own spots. It's also got a few little places to shop. And that is right over by the Anschutz campus. So this is where a lot of good opportunity comes for investment properties because there are a lot of travel nurses that come and live around this area. So I do see people buying up investment properties and renting them out specifically to that demographic. I've heard that they make great renters, and so that is part of the pull for that. Getting around Aurora, there are two major roads here. You have I-225, which connects you to the main interstate, which is I-25. And then you've got E-470 right here. And this also connects you to I-25. Now, 225, traffic on here can be so rough, especially around rush hour. I have been stuck on I-225 for a very long time, hating my life. 470 tends to be a lot better, but it is a toll road, and depending on where you're heading, it might not really get you where you need to go. If you are in Aurora and you're headed to downtown Denver, E470 is not really going to be that helpful for you, and you are going to be stuck on I-225 going a lot of places, which is not my favorite place to be. Now let's dive a little bit into specific neighborhoods of Aurora and what the kind of homes you can get in all of these different areas look like. So the first map that I've pulled out here, this is the MLS search of homes. And I've asked the system to show me homes priced under $450K. You can see right here at that 499, that is the amount of homes that meet that search criteria. So the most amount of homes that are under 450K are going to be right in this area of Aurora. You can also see there's another little plot right here where quite a few homes hit that price point. Now, a lot of these homes are probably going to need a good amount of work, or they're going to be very small, or if they're right in here, they're probably looking like they were built in the 1920s and feeling that way too. But you can find single family homes under the 450K mark in Aurora, and those are the areas that they're most likely. There's also some here in Green Valley Ranch, not too many, and a couple out this way, but again, not that many. Now, let's look at 450 to 550. These are sold in the last year. You can see we start to see a lot more sold in that price point. So a good chunk that meets that 450 to 550 price range right in central Aurora right there. And then again, lots in this northern part and a few on these outskirts. Jumping a little higher into our next tier, this is 550 to 650. And a lot more homes start to be shown. You see now we're at 1,200 homes in the last year that meet that. You can start to see that they're kind of scattered along. And now we have some more starting to pop up in these as the price range goes up. So a general rule of Aurora here is that as you go south into Aurora, your price point starts to creep up. That's a general rule, not always true, but pretty commonly, the further south you go, the higher price point you start to see. And you can see that's true here because now I've put in a filter to only show me homes priced over $1 million. And these red ones are all of the ones that were sold over $1 million. And you can see we are now kind of secluded to Southern Aurora. To just show that it's true, as you start to go down, your price point starts to go up. So there is this neighborhood right over here. It's really cool. It's in Aurora and it's called Thunderbird Estates. And you can actually find 1 to 5 acre properties right in here. You can see there's one for sale right now, $1.68 million. But they have some cheaper ones as well. And it's a really cool opportunity to be right on the outskirts of Aurora and own a little bit of acreage, but not a ton of opportunities like that. There are just a few different options like that. I did just sell one of those Thunderbird Estates ones. This was my listing. You can see this one closed at $600,000. It was a fixer-upper, but this one was pretty cool. It was 1.76 acres, and this is what it looked like. I would bet we're probably going to see this come back on the market really soon because I'm assuming they were going to fix and flip this. So so stay tuned on that.
Now, whether Aurora was your jam or not, and you're looking to live in Colorado, Jake and I are ready to guide you. Whether it's 9 days or 90 days that you're looking to buy or sell, we're here to help you out. Subscribe to us for more information, and always you can find our contact info in the description. Whether you'd prefer to call us, text us, email us, or book a Zoom call with us, we're here to help